Welcome in to be our guest, and we are honored today because we have somebody new in town. There's a new commander in town, and we have got with us Colonel Eries Menzler, and she is the new wing commander at Maxwell Air Force Base. And I have to say this because I'm so proud of you. We've had a woman before, one, but we have never had a black woman commander, and I am just delighted. Ladies, we are making headway. And we've just enjoyed her. And I'm interested to know, can you share with them how you came to be at this base in this position?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me here. I am just honored to be a part of your show and really just thrilled to have you as my civic leader for Maxwell Air Force Base. We are doing so many great things together, and that just really makes me excited about my command opportunity, knowing I can share it with you and the city of Maxwell. But the path to command, really I'm here because of so many personal and professional individuals in my life that invested in my career. I've been in the Air Force for about 23 years, and if it hadn't been for an amazing professional network who had mentored and guided me along the way, as well as an amazing personal network, from my husband and my son, to my extended family, to my friends, to the hive of women that have come together, and men, to help guide me through this career. And that brought me to Maxwell Air Force Base, and I gotta tell you, when I was selected for command, the first thing I did was think, what do I know about Montgomery? And I was reminded of what my mother talked about most was about Rosa Parks. And so I went and pulled her autobiography, and I thought, if I'm going to have the opportunity to command Maxwell Air Force Base, I want to go back to what my mother most talked about, and that was Rosa Parks. So I read her autobiography the weekend I was selected, and in reading that, I learned that she served on Maxwell Air Force Base in 1941. She saw the integrated trolley system on Maxwell Air Force Base, and that inspired her to want to fight for greater integration outside of Maxwell Air Force Base. And then further reading to realize that taking command, I would be taking command in the 65th anniversary of the Montgomery bus protest, to me was probably the most inspirational thing that I've seen in my career, to have an opportunity like that, to come here and bring together Montgomery and Maxwell through our shared history with Rosa Parks, and further inspire airmen here on the base to see what change they can do to help make this a place where all airmen can rise to their best.
I believe that some things are just brought together by maybe God and destiny and all the other forces. And when you line up everything that brought you here at the time you're here, with the background that you have, it's just one of those, this is your time. And it's so fun to have somebody who's going to work to integrate our community and the base and inclusion and diversity. And I saw the marvelous sculpture of Rosa Parks, and I want you to tell our audience a little bit about what you're doing with that, December the 1st.
Absolutely. So December the 1st is the 65th anniversary of Rosa Parks' protest here in Montgomery. So we thought, her having served on the installation, what an amazing opportunity for us to have a shared experience with the city on commemorating Rosa Parks on Maxwell. So I have an amazing airman. His name is Ian, and he works in our Force Support Squadron at Maxwell. And he has built this, I kind of pitched the idea to him, and then he built this amazing sculpture to honor Miss Rosa Parks. And our goal is to have this unveiled coming up on the 1st of December. And it is, unlike any other sculpture you've seen on a military base. And for Ian, as he proposed and thought through how to do this, that was intentional. Because he wants you not just to drive by another sculpture on a military installation. He wants you to pause and to think about what that sculpture means and want to lean in and learn more. So just the idea that I had an airman who created something really off a 3D printer, utilizing today's technology, bringing in his talents. Like, his job in the Air Force is not to create a sculpture, but he just used his own personal talents, a passion that he had being here from Alabama, and then created such a beautiful vision that we're going to be able to share between having one sculpture on the base and a similar sculpture downtown.
Absolutely. And I was going to ask you too, on the COVID front, how is the Air Force dealing with that?
The Air Force fully recognizes, the airmen fully recognize, all of those men and women that serve at Maxwell Air Force Base, that the health of each of us depends on all of us. And so through COVID, we have taken a lot of precautions to keep our community safe, to be able to continue our missions. And what I'm pleased to say is that, we haven't had any mission degradation as a result of COVID.
Wonderful.
And, while we are all anxious to get on the other side of COVID, we've also learned a lot of great things about how to be able to do our missions better. And so through this experience, we have found, a lot of improvements through virtual connections. For example, Colonel Lee Zirkle, she's my medical group commander, just phenomenal leader. Her team has found that telemedicine, particularly with mental health, has been able to expand care.
Right.
And so all of those great things that we have learned through COVID, we're going to continue post-COVID. It's not going to go back to the way things were. So in every challenge and opportunity, COVID is certainly a challenge, and we want people to stay safe and really be able to fight through this and get to the other side. But at the same time, we're looking at all the things we've learned and trying to make them better. And really, more than anything else, I feel like this really has connected us on a humanity level, because we recognize the individual decisions we make, impact the collective. And we want everybody to get to the other side. So just want to say thank you to all of my team for fighting through COVID and helping to keep us safe.
Well, I can say thank you for Jack and for me and for our entire community, for you being here, for the time you put in to protect us. And I keep thinking of Dr. Ben Carson. Thank you we need more role models. And most of all, thank you for that. Thank you. We've had a great time being with you, and we'll have you back.
Oh, thank you so much.
And thank you so much for being with us, and we'll be right back.